Hi, Tina Harris here. I'm going to do my first practical assessment video 1 for my Diploma of Counselling. My first client is a Mr. Darren Harris. Good morning, Mr. Harris. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Do you mind me calling you Darren or just...
Yeah, Darren's fine.
Okay, great. So would you like a cold drink or a cup of coffee or...
No, it's fine.
No? If you'd like one, just let me know and I'll get it for you.
Cool.
So let's get started. My name's Tina and I'm a counsellor, and I understand you've come here for the first time today to talk about a few things. What are they?
I've got a terminally ill son.
Yep.
Problems at home, problems at work.
Yep.
A few other little underlying issues, money issues and stuff like that.
Okay, so I see you have more than one issue, which we will address in all good time, and we'll work through them together.
Mm-hmm.
I need to explain to you my counselling sessions and how it runs. This is our first session, and generally the sessions will go for 45 to 55 minutes. But because this is an interview about, your first sort of issues, then it may not go as long as it should normally go for. So as your counsellor, I'll ensure you that your physical and psychological body won't get harmed. And I also won't talk about your financial or sexual emotions. We can get to that at a later date. Today's just a general get-to-know-you session.
Yep.
The counselling sessions are never overheard. Nobody else can hear you. My consultation room is quiet. I have no recorded devices unless I get your permission. And the information that you pass on to me is strictly confidential. Nothing's going to go any further. Also, at some time, we will need to come to an agreement about your counselling terms. This covers the payment of the session, the cost of the session, cancellation of an appointment, or even availability of appointment. This also covers strict counsellor and client rules of that's what you're here to come to talk to me, and I'm here to listen and help you go through your issues. So with that said, let's go back to what's your main issue that you want to talk about at the moment. We'll have a brief, little talk about that, and I'll write down some points, and then we'll sum it up and organise for further appointments. So
Cool.
What's actually bothering you at the moment?
Terminally ill son.
Okay.
Cash.
Terminally ill son, not enough cash. Okay, so let's start with your terminally ill son. What has he got?
Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Okay, and what's that?
Wasting away in muscles.
Okay, so...
Problem with the X chromosome.
Okay, so what's your son's name?
Tyron.
And how old is he?
14.
Okay, 14. So how did you feel when he was first diagnosed with this DMD?
Hated it.
You hated it? And how did your family cope with that?
Yeah, they hated it as well. I've dealt with DMD before.
Okay. So obviously I'll have to do a little bit of history, background history on what DMD is and what it actually does, which again I will sort of do a bit of history about it and reaffirm you and get you to rebook for another appointment. What about, do you have a support network?
Not really on the subcast, no.
No? So whereabouts do you actually go for any health issues?
Sydney, Westmead.
Okay, well that's a bit of a trek, isn't it?
Mm.
Okay, how does your son cope with it? Does he go to school? Does he have friends?
Homeschool, no friends.
Homeschool, no friends. Okay, I can see with your
He
body...
has a dog.
He has a dog, okay. I can see with your body language that you've crossed your arms, you're quite defensive, you don't want to open up about it, which I understand because, it is a lot that you have to go through. So the whole object of me meeting you, you meeting me, is to try and make you feel comfortable about what you want to talk about. And over time, the body language you should start to relax and treat me as, a sounding board for any of your issues. Okay. What else? So, what are you feeling right now? Like,
I just feel upset.
You feel upset. Okay. I can also see that you're a bit anxious and a bit standoffish. So how do you think that we can be able to like talk about.
You need to understand the disease.
Okay, so if I ask you, so how old was your son when he was first diagnosed?
5.
He was 5. And how old is he now?
14.
Wow, that's like almost 9 years ago. So, and you seem to be quite openly about talking about it.
Yep.
So, okay, explain to me in, small amount of what DMD is.
DMD is a problem with the X chromosome.
Yeah.
Tyron's particular one is a problem with the what they call exons.
Mm-hmm.
I think his exon range is between I think it's 7 to 13.
Yeah.
And he's got problems with all ones of those exons.
Okay.
Which is very rare for him.
Have they given you a life?
No.
Okay.
Every child with the disease is different.
Okay.
It follows the same basic rules and basic guidelines, but every particular child is different.
Okay. So it's my understanding that DMD is a muscle wasting disease.
Yeah.
To do with the X chromosome. So this actually occurred when your wife and yourself created Tyron, or this is a genetic?
It's genetic, comes from the female.
Okay. And so how's your wife with this?
Oh, she hates it, of course. Every wife would.
Yeah. And who cares for Tyron?
Wife.
Okay, well, she's got a lot on her plate, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you talk to her much about it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you have down days and low days. So I'm really glad that you've come to meet me today. And we'll book you in for another appointment. Of course, it's going to go a lot longer. And I will possibly get you to sign an agreement of the way the counselling routine is to be planned.
Yep.
Because we will have a planned structure that we will go through at a later date of breaking down all different types of aspects of your problems and how you'd like to tackle them. But, this is just a one-on-one interview to get you to see the surroundings and talk to me about how you feel. And I'll now go back in my time and go through some, some searches on what DMD is and I'll look forward to doing a lot more sessions with you. Do you feel okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have any questions?
No, just you need to understand the disease to understand what parents go through.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you, Mr. Harris. Thank you very much for your cooperation today.
Yeah.
And I will talk to the secretary and book you in for another appointment in a fortnight.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
First video has been completed on the 18th of the 12th, 2014. Thank you.